All right, today we're jumping into a story that is just out there. It's a piece of folklore from a little town called Windyville. And trust me, it's a legend that's been whispered about for ages. We're talking about human potential, sure, but also local festivals and the incredible power of a lunch packed with beans.
So let's just ask the question straight up. Can a person actually fly using just, well, gas? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a cartoon, right? But believe it or not, for one wild moment, one man supposedly answered that question with a very loud, well, you'll see. This is the bizarre, legendary story we're getting into. Okay, so let's meet the hero of our tale. Who was this guy at the center of this absolutely wild story? Well, he wasn't some kind of scientist or a pilot, that's for sure. But he had some, let's just say, unique talents that were about to make him a legend. His name was Walter Winthrop, but everyone called him Windy. And yeah, he lived in a town that couldn't have had a better name, Windyville. Now, Walter was a guy everyone knew. He was a bit of a prankster, liked simple things, but nobody, and I mean nobody, could have predicted what he was about to pull off. And this is where it all comes together. Think of it like a recipe for something historic. First, you've got his deep, deep love for beans and cabbage. You mix that with a real knack for pranks. And then the final ingredient, what the old stories politely call his unique digestive prowess. You see, these weren't just weird habits. No, these were the building blocks of a legend. So where did all this go down? At the annual Windyville Town Festival, of course. It was a day that started out just like any other festival, games, food, all that stuff. But it was going to end in a way that was, well, anything but ordinary. Okay, and here's the trigger, the fuel for what was about to happen. Walter had just been in the Most Spirited Eater competition, and what was his meal of choice? A massive helping of chili beans and bratwursts, a seriously potent combo. So the stage was set, literally, on the festival grounds and, well, internally for Walter. So imagine this. Walter's walking up to the stage to get his award, and he starts to feel something. It wasn't just butterflies in his stomach. No, this was something else, a deep, powerful stirring inside him that people would later call the rumblings of destiny. You could just tell something major was about to happen. And here we go, the main event, the legendary liftoff. This is the moment that pretty much threw physics, logic, and maybe even a little bit of common decency right out the window. This was the fart heard round the world, the single thing that put Windyville on the map forever. It's kind of funny when you break it down, it's almost like a NASA launch, seriously. Step 1, you've got the fuel, that hearty chili. Step 2, ignition, those rumblings of destiny we talked about. Step 3, the thrust. People who were there said it was a push with the force of 1,000 warriors. And step 4, well, step 4 was liftoff, a sonic boom of a very particular origin. And the quote from people who saw it is just incredible. They said his buttocks basically turned into a jet engine. That's the description. They said it propelled him straight up with so much force that he just hovered. I mean, people weren't saying he just jumped high. No, they were saying his body became a biological rocket. It's a moment that just completely defied explanation. And there he was, just floating. For a few absolutely mind-blowing seconds, Walter was just hanging there in the air with the grace of a zeppelin. He was suspended, powered only by his own natural propulsion. The crowd was just stunned. He had actually done it. So, what happens after a moment like that? A legend is born, that's what. This single moment of, what can you even call it? Flatulent glory? It instantly took Walter from being the town prankster to this weird international phenomenon. You can only imagine the crowd's reaction, right? First, just stunned silence. Then, a huge roar of laughter, probably mixed with a little bit of, did I really just see that? But the local news? Oh, they knew they had gold. They immediately called it the Great Fart Flight. And just like that, the story went everywhere. Walter became a celebrity overnight. And look at how fast this all happened. It's crazy. At 12 p.m. on Saturday, he's just getting crowned Most Spirited Eater. Literally 1 minute later, at 12:01, he makes the first ever human gas-propelled flight. By Sunday, he's all over the news. And years down the road, they actually made a bronze statue of him. That's a pretty wild weekend. So in the end, Walter's legacy was way more than just a funny story you tell at a party.
He got a new nickname, the Flying Farter, and that bronze statue in the town square is still there. But he also became this weird symbol of human creativity, I guess? A reminder that something absolutely extraordinary can come from the most ordinary, and yeah, in this case, the most biological of places.
So that leaves us with one last question to chew on. What kind of unbelievable story are you going to be remembered for? I mean, Walter Windy Winthrop showed the world that you don't always need wings to fly. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of gas and a whole lot of beans. It makes you think, right? What unexpected thing could make you a legend?